Well, hello and good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. Welcome to the only show about Spartan Dawgs, hosted by Spartan Dawgs. This is Sparta MSU. And I'm your host, Jason Strayhorn, along with my co-host, none other than Jehuu Caulcrick. Otis is again on assignment, but don't worry. Have a jam-packed show today. And look, we're going to get right into it. If this is your first time joining us, we want to absolutely welcome you to the show. If this is not, we thank you for your loyalty. And be sure to get into that chat. I mean, it's already bubbling right now. That's where the party's at. And let us know where you're watching us from. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social media handles at This is Sparta MSU. And click that like and subscribe button. Chew, man, lots of stuff going on today. Like, we got a lot of hot guests, like, you know, it's how you feeling? You show. Casket clean in there, man.
Mama Straight said she looking like a holy preacher. Oh man.
Hey, we're gonna lay some hands, right? Hey,
exactly.
Let's do it.
Well, big show tonight. It's a very important show tonight. There's a lot, we always want to talk about, we celebrate athletes on this show. We celebrate, great feats that they accomplish on and off the, on the field, on the courts, on the mats and everything like that. But it's also, that's why I'm really excited, to shed light on our first guest that we're bringing on, about, the mental aspect of things, taking a deeper dive, going back behind and raising awareness, for, the topic we're going to be talking about today. So I'm really, excited to have them on as guests to join us and talk about that great foundation and organization that they have.
Absolutely. I mean, just, leading right into piggybacking off what you just said there, Chew, this foundation, the Gregory H. Montgomery Jr. Foundation, raises awareness and funds for mental health and education, resources, and suicide prevention for schools and communities. We are bringing on the family members for Greg Montgomery, the All-American punter from Michigan State, none other than his father, Gregory Sr., who was a quarterback national champion for Michigan State football back in just a couple of weeks ago, 1957 and 58. And his daughter, Margot, I believe, is on the show right here. We can bring him in right here.
Hey, guys.
Hi, guys. Hey, how are you? And just so you know, I love punters. Big fan of punters. Kickers, not so much.
Yeah, Chew has a big issue with kickers. It's documented, and but your son definitely was not a kicker, but definitely a defensive weapon, right, Chew?
Absolutely, one of the best weapons a defense can have. It's a good puncher because the way that they can flip the field, and you feel more at ease as a defender going back out on the field there when your punter pins them deep inside the 20, possibly inside the 10.
No doubt about it. I'm just giving you a quick bio of your brother, your son. This is Gregory H. or Jehuu Montgomery Jr. was a larger-than-life figure. His calm demeanor would mesmerize, while his wisdom would inspire. He would make you feel like you were the center of the universe. You are it, he would say. He believed that anyone could reach their fullest potential if they realized that they were the creator of their own reality. No one was more of a prime example of this than the man himself. So, with that intro, we would like to talk to you both. I know maybe we might have a visit from your brother, so the other son, who also played at Michigan State here in a moment when he gets rolling. But, talk about Greg and his career and like what this foundation really means to both of you.
Go ahead.
Well, quite honestly, Jason, right after we lost Greg, we were obviously devastated, and we wanted to continue what he was so passionate about. And he really cared about people, and he cared about having people be heard. And it wasn't all about the football. He was a real strong advocate for mental health. And we just wanted to continue where he wasn't able to.
That's
And
awesome.
quite honestly, he in your intro, you were saying about pinning people back and so forth. And just to give you some idea of the importance that he held to the Spartans back then in 86, 87, it used to be Lorenzo left, Lorenzo right, Lorenzo up the middle. Hey, Greg, get us the hell out of here.
Absolutely. If you have a sure-footed punter that can do that, you can definitely count on that. So that's really important. And Margo, you spoke about the mental aspect of things, and so many times, as that's what people don't understand as fans. When you're watching someone play a game, you're sitting in the stands watching, and it's so easy for you to just take yourself out and be like, oh, this person sucks, or this person, but they don't understand the mental side of the game. Once all the pressure that's placed upon those players there, and from hearing it's highs and lows. You hear the cheers of the crowd, really cheering you on, and that feeling you get, and then the boos of the crowd, that feeling you get as well. And so when you guys started this foundation, how important is it for the mental aspect of things, that the message you want to get out? How important is that?
Well, it's so important, and I think Greg particularly was concerned about kids today, and there wasn't much talk about it when we were growing up, and when he was playing football, it was just like, get in there and get it done, period. And like what you were talking about with everybody's so quick to judge, right? I mean, we're people first. And so when he'd coach kids, he would always talk about just relax, let it go, and be in the moment. Don't listen to the noise, be in the moment. And I don't know, he was big, he was larger than life, but he had a real gentle, kind heart. So I love to share that part about him with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, we always hear stories about Greg and like his demeanor and his larger than life ability to kind of connect with people. I believe there was a deaf school that wrote letters to the NFL about Greg, and he was the only one to respond actually to those kids. Do you remember this?
Yes, actually, it just makes my heart feel, it's bittersweet, right? It's just so Greg, and I'm so glad that I was so blessed to have this experience happen.
That was great.
Yeah. So literally the anniversary of when we lost him, it was August 23rd, 2021. So he was gone 1 year to the day. I opened up my mailbox, and there was an envelope with a bunch of pictures and a beautiful letter. And this guy said, I was teaching in a deaf school in Baltimore. It was when Greg was playing for the Ravens. And he had the kids write to all their favorite NFL players. And Greg was the only one to respond with signed cards and everything. And so this guy was just wondering about Greg and Googled him and realized that he had passed, and he was heartbroken. He was so sweet. He sent us a check for $100, and we're pen pals. He's deaf, so I can't call him, but we're pen pals. And I mean, what a cool story. I mean, and I got it on that anniversary, and it was just like, you don't realize the ripple effect that you have. And that's why we talk about mental health and everything, about just being kind. I mean, sometimes we lose track of what we could do or what we should say, or sometimes it's just a smile, and that was so Greg, to take the time to sign a bunch of cards, write this teacher back, and what an impact it had on his life. Yeah. Oh, there he is. So cute.
Yeah. And quite honestly, Greg still holds the record for the longest punt in Big Ten history, 86 yards against that other school down the road.
And you know what? It's so much better when it's against that other school.
It was great. It was great. He knocked it over Colasar's head. That thing kept going and finally hit that silly little brick wall they had back to the end. It was well over 100 yards when it was all said and done. And then Greg said to me later, "You know, Dad, I think it was against the wind."
Well, now that's like a tall tale.
Oh, he did say that.
That's amazing. 86 yards. I mean, he was such a weapon. I mean, he had a great career, at Michigan State. You know, his number 23. You know, that's a significant number, right? I know I've spoken with you about this in the family. You know, there's been several players that had that number. One of them, I believe, was Alan Haller, the current athletic director of Michigan State.
Yeah, Alan shared a story with us that it was just so sweet. At our first golf tournament that's our main fundraising event that we have. And Alan shared a story that when Greg was at the first year he was at Houston and Alan was a freshman coming in, you know, you're assigned your lockers by jersey number. And so he opened up his locker and there was a note in it from Greg. And it said, "Wear this jersey proud or don't wear it at all." Because somebody else wore 23 before my brother.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of them that wore 23, and one of them was Kirk Gibson, as you know. And so you know, it's been well established.
You know, the crazy thing about that, and it's funny that you bring that 23 up because you know, a running mate of mine, you know, shared the backfield, Javon Ringer.
Right.
When he first came in, he was 39 as well. And he was number 39. And then when he switched to that number 23, I remember the running backs coach and Coach Enos, Stan Enos, he came to him. He's like, "Hey, you're switched. Do you know the significance of that number?" He went through the list of players, and you know, Greg being one of two, where he was like, "If you wear this number, it's not 23. It's not about Michael Jordan. This is something special." And so, and obviously Javon took it and ran with it as well because he was another great wearing the number 23. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's
as a matter of fact, Larry Belat, who I played with back in the dark ages, was the special teams coach with Greg. And later on in life, I ran into Larry. And he told me that probably one of the best punts he'd ever seen was when Greg punted in the Iowa game. We were backed up into our own end zone almost. And Greg kicked the ball over DiMaggio's, it was the receiver's head and got us out of there. And that went on to, in 1987, to win the Rose Bowl and the Big Ten championship.
Man, I mean, he's quite a weapon. I mean, you know, he was picked number 72 overall in the NFL draft. I mean, I can't recall a punter being drafted anywhere near that in the
Jason,
NFL draft.
How many? Well, he was the third round, but how many rounds were there back then?
In 88?
There was like 10 rounds or so.
Pardon me?
Weren't there like 10 rounds?
I think there were more than that.
Oh, okay.
And
he went in the third round.
Yeah.
You know, and quite honestly, a little background music. Nick Saban was always a real proponent for Greg. And he went on to be the backfield coach, the defensive back coach with the Houston Oilers.
Yeah.
On draft day, they wanted to draft Tom Tupa, who was a quarterback and a punter for Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Nick Saban said, "No, we're going to draft Montgomery out of Michigan State." And that's what happened.
Wow.
He called Greg. He was very, very happy to accept the call. And the call right after that was from Sean Landetta, the punter for the Giants, who said, "Greg, I want to make sure you get a really good contract, okay?"
Man, that's an incredible story. You know, Margot, like as a sister, of like these two. Oh, there he is. These two great athletes, and one joins here right now.
I figured it out.
I know. Don't worry about it, Steven. We got you.
How you guys doing? Jason, Chewy, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you? Good. Thanks for
Doing
jumping on.
fantastic. I was glad I was able to get on here.
I love the jersey in the back there. You know, it's like back in the day.
A little 43.
Yeah,
It's a little Rose Bowl. You know, they let me play a couple, 2-3 plays in that game. It was more about Greg and Andre and Johnny Miller's interceptions. Todd Crum, maybe.
But
Andre Rison's. Go ahead.
That jersey there is cut short. As back in the day when you guys had the abs and you could crop those jerseys and show off the abs. You know,
that was back when I had the abs. I don't dare try to put that on right now because I like my food and beverages.
Exactly. Yeah. Back when you had the abs, you showed it off, and game day say, "Hey, ladies, we'll see you at Sensations later."
100%. It was the best. I think I may have seen you at Sensations.
No.
Rick's. I saw you at Rick's.
You saw me at Rick's.
Last summer.
Yes,
We had a riot. You were buying Diet Cokes for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. As I do there, when
Yes, you do. Absolutely. That was dynamite. Yeah, this is really, really something that is so wonderful to have you guys have us on here. I know my dad, Margot, myself, were really passionate about the foundation that we started in Greg's honor. I had the pleasure of playing with my big bro, who was my hero for a long time. We got a chance to play in the Rose Bowl together and have a lot of great memories and stuff like that. And, we were brought up loving Michigan State. My dad played there back in the 50s. He's still probably one of the biggest fans of Michigan State sports. He's like, I was down there a month ago and we were sitting around and he's talking to me about Michigan State ladies basketball and volleyball, and look at the hockey teams doing well. I'm like, Dad, you don't like hockey. but I'll tell you, he is the biggest fan. We're all big fans of Michigan State. It's a great place to be able to remember back of how wonderful it was to have the camaraderie with our teammates. I think what we've been able to do with this, getting the word out about letting people know it's okay not to be okay with your mental health and so forth. I think we've kind of brought together just the different, lineage of teammates that played, in that green and white. And, from the 50s when my dad and Larry Belat and George Perlis played, and, to, the 80s when Greg and I played, and, a little later after that when you guys played. And I know, we're going to have some great Spartans come and join us down at the outing at the end of April, down in Naples, Florida. It's a great event. You guys should try to get down there. I was talking with Billy Green, who is, Billy Green and Scotty Green, the big burly ballers running backs from upstate New York, man. You don't make them any tougher than those guys. And then
there too.
What's that? Yeah, of course. Yeah, my buddy Rich Gasevich is from up there. He's a tough Polish, blocking tight end. And then Swerve number 33. He's going to be coming to the event. Flozell Adams is going to come. He came a couple years ago. He's coming back. They're talking about bringing potentially Plaxico. Lorenzo White's going to be there. The list will go on and on.
You can bid to have Lowe ride around with you on the cart. I don't know if he'll hit the golf ball.
I'll tell you what, though, he'll have a sandwich or two, and he'll have a couple Cokes with you, which is always great. And there's not anybody that has a better laugh than Lorenzo White.
He enjoys life. And he really respected Greg, and he really respects his coming to our event every year is a big thing for him.
So sweet.
He's a sweet guy.
Yeah, so take a deeper dive into the event, and the date and how can people get involved, even if they're not, if they can't make it down there to play, but how can they support the foundation?
Margot, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, so this year it's April 27th and 28th down in Naples. People can register, and they can choose between playing tennis or pickleball on Saturday. Saturday night, we have a silent auction, and that's a really fun evening event. And then Sunday is our golf scramble at Tiburon in Naples. It's lovely. But like you said, if you can't make it down, we'll gladly take donations. And also, we'd love people to bid on our silent auction. So if you go to our website and under For Love and Wellness, you can click the link. And when you get on there, you can see exactly what we have in our auction. But we're accepting items all the time. So if anybody out there has a business or wants to donate goods or services for our silent auction, this is our main fundraising event, and we've done wonderful work. Even as a family, we're so proud of the work we're doing, and this is our big deal. This is what we do. This is how we raise our money to do what we do, the outreach that we're doing.
Thank goodness we've got somebody that knows what they're doing too. She has just been spectacular.
Yeah, she's very passionate about this, and like I mentioned, the Green brothers, they'll be there. Billy's been a sponsor, for the past since we've had the thing open. He's been dynamite. He's got a construction company down in Orlando, Florida. He's going to show up. He's got the foursome of Swervin Cedric Irvin. I think he's going to be the driver. I don't think he's going to drive the golf ball, but he may. I think he's got Flozel Hotel Adams on on one of his fourths, and then I think Plax is coming, and then possibly not Courtney Hawkins, but another Hawkins.
Dwayne.
Yes.
Dwayne
I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to seeing him, and it's just amazing. It's such a networking event. I'm in capital markets. My dad used to be in capital markets. There'll be a fair amount of those people there. There'll be a fair amount of the Rose Bowl team that Greg and I played on. The list goes on and on. It's so much fun to come together for such a great cause. And as you can tell, we're really starting to get our tentacles out there, because, we were represented. I don't know if Margot talked about this at all, but they represented us at the ladies basketball game when we just played the ladies basketball. They played Michigan, that team down the road. We did throw a W up on them, which was wonderful. Yeah, definitely. They got them pretty good. Love to do that.
Steve,
we just, yes.
I just wanted to interject that Sean Landetta has been the master of ceremonies every year, and he's coming again this year. So he'll be doing that too.
Yeah, and the thing I love about everybody coming together, and it makes it so that it's, I think, easier for people to talk about any family members that might be going through things. And that's awesome. And that's what Greg would want, to talk about stuff. And with the funds that we raise at the tournament, we're allowed, we have the privilege of our outreach that we do. And we host Stick It to Stigma games. And I talked to the teams before the game, and Stevie came out for the hockey game back in New Jersey where we grew up. And it's amazing how the need and the kids are just so, just loving it and are so respectful. And I don't know, it really brings us joy to be able to do this and to give resources, because we have a fund in Greg's name at Michigan State that provides mental health resources for the student athletes. And we also have a fund at his high school that he went to that again provides mental health first aid training for all the coaches and also mental health resources. And then what Stevie was talking about at the Michigan State, the women's game, they unveiled the Alumni State of Mind program. So all letter winners and their families will have mental health resources for life. And we're a small part of a huge thing, but we're thrilled that we're even in the conversation with it, because what a cool thing for Michigan State to offer.
I mean, that's incredible, Margot. I mean, you must have had, I'm sure, a ton of stories growing up in a household with such talented individuals, including yourself. You know, I'm sure that there's been some fun times and some like rambunctious times as well. But I got to ask Greg Sr., you're a guy, look, we talk about Greg Jr. and your son, Stevie here, and Margot. And obviously the apples didn't fall too far from the tree. You were a national champion in Michigan State, 1957, played quarterback. I think we got some footage of you. But look at there it is. See that ring? You throw the ring on us now. You ring me now. Ring me.
Let's put a ring on it, Dad. I love it. That's
what I'm talking about. Yeah. So do we have footage? If we can pull it up. I think this is look at it. Oh, look at that.
Oh, number 23.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
And the crowd goes crazy.
It's a funny thing. That almost looked like I knew what I was doing. I'll tell you, that was the first touchdown that Fred Arbanis caught during his college career, and he went on to be a Hall of Famer with the Kansas City Chiefs, along with Ed Buddy.
And you definitely fooled me with the fake. The play fake was perfect.
Well, we did that. That was we shifted from a T into a single wing. Ball is snapped to the fullback, who just runs up the middle, gives me the ball, and all I got to do is just throw it to the guy who's open.
All the safeties were biting up trying to get that run, weren't they?
Man, oh man, that was a great ball, Dad.
So, Mr. Montgomery, I'm going to call you Mr. Montgomery. I have
Greg.
Greg.
Call him Greg.
Greg. I mean,
Pop. You can call him
Pops.
Or call him Senior.
You played on the team with one of the coaches. The guy that recruited me to Michigan State. You're talking about George Perlis.
As a matter of fact, George. Yeah. We were playing against Wisconsin, and George started for the first time, and he blew his knee out in that game. And as he was being carted off, he was just throwing his fists up in the air and getting the crowd going. But that was George. George was a tough cookie. And,
what position did George play?
George was a tackle.
Okay.
But we had the best of all worlds, because we could play both ways. I mean, I could tackle, intercept passes, throw passes, run. It was great. We were juiced.
That's what I'm talking about. Sure, you would have let us play back then, wouldn't you?
Nah, I'm good. I'm too flashy to play back then.
Exactly. You were pretty all spatted up and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this is the helmet that we had. It looks like something out of Kresge's, but
right.
The coaches could grab that and pull you down, and they did on many occasions.
Wow,
you're a better person because
if the coaches do that now, that kid will be in the transfer portal.
Oh, I know.
Oh my gosh, exactly.
Oh man,
this you're not talking to a woke household. I'll tell you that.
Man, I mean, I know you got some stories with that. You said Larry Belot was on the team too?
Oh yeah, Larry was the hot shot coming out of Centerline, Michigan, and he started out at Purdue, and then he decided to come back to Michigan State. And
Centerline, Pennsylvania, Dad.
Pardon me?
Centerline, Pennsylvania.
No, Centerline, Michigan.
Really?
At any rate,
all right. Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I thought he was from the
At any
Pittsburgh area.
Anyway, Larry was on that team. We had such, I mean, the camaraderie, like Steve was saying, was unbelievable. I mean, we had all these guys that were in 57 that were, all first team, all Big Ten, Walt Kowalczyk, Ellison Kelly, Dan Curry. I mean, it goes on and on. I mean, like I say, and we went both ways. So, when the trainers would put the typed travel squad up on the window of the training room, you'd all go there because we could only travel 39 players.
Ooh.
So there were just 39 players going on these away games. And
Wow.
it was always a big deal to see if your name was on that sheet.
39.
How about
39.
that?
It's like, what is it now? To like 60?
I don't know. It looks like the whole
70.
thing is there. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you can travel about 67 people.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And they complain about that.
Right.
Jeez, 39.
Yeah.
You had
The thing- I'm sorry.
no, that was when men were men and women were glad of it, right, Chu?
That's right.
So Grandpa was saying this is, or Jimmy Ray said, this is when men are men and the girls are glad of it.
That's right. Quickly.
Or there's another saying, which is where men are men and sheep are nervous.
Oh,
Well,
no.
we forget about that. But anyway,
Yeah, thanks. I had to deal with
yeah,
that my
that's
whole
it.
life.
Right.
Thank you very
What?
much. Stevie.
I wanted to bring up one story. Steve was I was a walk-on, and back then they had unlimited scholarships. I think they had about 85 scholarship freshmen. Back then, freshmen couldn't play varsity ball. But I remember we all went out. Two of my buddies at East Lansing High School and I walked on, and we didn't know what we were getting into, to be quite honest with you. And there must have been, I think, close to 200 guys out there for freshman first ball day of practice. And I'll forget about that. I want to tell you about Steve being a walk-on, and he was a preferred walk-on. I called George, set up a meeting. We got into his room at the stadium, and we talked, and we were talking and telling him he was going to say how Steve could do this and do that. And all of a sudden, the guy comes running into the room, whispers into George's ear, "Bob Kula just said he's coming." So Bob Kula, that was during Steve's recruiting visit. And then Bob Kula and Harlan Barnett went on to be tri-captains in 1987.
Oh, man.
That is
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. No,
88,
It was
actually.
fun.
I mean, look, we got to get down there. I'm coming to that event in Naples.
Oh,
I'm-
good.
Yes, I hope.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to be there for sure. I'm going to try to bribe Chu and Otis. I don't know if they can get down. I mean, Chu, you know you would like to come down.
No bribing needed. You get
Yeah, come on down. We need to do a show.
I'll tell
That's
you
I'm
what.
thinking. Well, this is Sparta MSU.
You guys
We
would
need to
make
do a
it
show from down
better.
there.
You guys would make it better.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. You'd love it. We'd love to have you. And
You could run your show from down there.
Absolutely.
That's a great
there'll be a
idea.
lot of people to interview.
Yeah.
A ton. That's what we like to do. We like that's like spring ball extended.
Yeah.
Down on the golf course. for a
And we
great
want to
ball.
try to get some other coaches and stuff, like Coach Izzo. I know I've run into Smitty a couple times up at Michigan State, and Steve Smith's always up on here and commenting on here. Smitty, you should come on down to this event.
Absolutely. Come on
Come
down.
on.
We're the merrier.
Stevie, you're the mayor, man. We can get you. You're gonna be able to get anybody there. I can put you in front of anybody. You're gonna get them down. You're gonna politic them down there, and it's gonna be great. I know that. No, we really appreciate having you guys on the show. Chu, you had something else?
Yeah, no, I just want to extend my appreciation for having you guys, and you guys definitely took a tragedy and turned it into something that can be, that for generations on, and you allowing people, because the stereotype, and you talked about the stigma on athletes is you're supposed to be big, tough, physical, and you're not supposed to show emotion, other than, anger or different things like that. And it's, the point that it's okay not to be okay, that's really resonates with me, resonates with a bunch of people, and really, really appreciate you guys, using that tragedy to create a platform that others can, come in and hopefully prevent, things.
Thank you so much, Greg. It's all about Greg too.
Oh, big time.
We miss him, we love him, and we're just doing. Our motto, our foundation motto is "He lives through lives saved," and so that's truly what we're trying to do.
Absolutely,
a lot of great
keep his like
a lot of great memories.
Oh yeah, we're going to continue having those memories in his honor as we continue to honor you all at the Greg Montgomery Foundation. Thank you so much for coming on our show, and we look forward to seeing you guys in about a month and a half or so. About 2 months down there.
Yeah,
that'll be great.
Down there in the sunshine in Naples.
Thanks so much for having us.
More the merrier. Thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely.
Go green.
Go white. Oh man, hey, great family right there. A lot of fun. I mean,
absolutely.
You can imagine having a couple of Coca-Colas and sandwiches with it. Oh my goodness!
Just watch out for that sheep.
I don't know what that. Hey. I don't know what that was about, man. Hey, listen, we got to move. We got to keep it moving right now. If you like what you've heard so far, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and follow us on all of our social media platforms at This is Sparta MSU. We'll be back after these messages from our partners. Let's call it that. Let's go.
IHOP has tons of omelets, so you can have omelets for breakfast, brunch, dinner, or even a brittle of the night snack. Try the new meaty, cheesy, and crispy mega omelet and add cinnamon dippers for $1. Only at IHOP.
Are you confused about whose interests your financial advisor really serves? Is your advisor making decisions that benefit you, or is he just chasing a fat commission for himself? Spartan fans, you deserve a commission-free advisor with no conflicts of interest, like Trivaloni Asset Management. Trivaloni Asset Management is a fully independent, fee-only registered investment advisor. The company is even owned by a Spartan, me, Antonio Trivaloni. Visit us at spartansmoney.com. That's spartansmoney.com. Make an appointment today. Go green!
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception? First down? Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Well, fans can fan, man. Hey, we have to bring on some guys like right now. We had a great group right there. We got another great group. This is none other than the 4th nationally ranked singles, sophomore, and Ozan Baris for the tennis team. Max Sheldon, Jr. Look, he's 7-0 in singles, 5-0 in doubles. And then, we got Aristotelis, a true Spartan from Greece, okay? He's here. Look at 1, 2. Do we got the third? Maybe not.
Not enough room here.
Give it up. There it is right there. Hey, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Best tennis team Michigan State's ever seen in the history of Michigan State tennis. Welcome to This is Sparta MSU, gentlemen. Look, let's get right into it. What is going on in the tennis world right now at Michigan State? Why? Tell us the secret to the success right now behind the tennis program. Don't all speak at once.
You should go. We're just doing the things that it takes to win, I guess. Just got that winning formula. That's all it is, really. I don't know what else to say. Picked up a win, and then we just kept rolling with it. Got 10 now, looking to do some more this weekend. Yeah, we're just doing things. We're doing things right off the court, practicing well, and then it's translating to the matches. So that's how it's been.
So what do you guys are having a really good season so far. in singles and doubles. And if you're playing doubles, there has to be that chemistry, with your doubles partner playing that as well. So what do you say about the chemistry of the whole team itself? Because if you're going to be a successful team, you got to, love each other on and off the court. And in your case, is that the case here?
Definitely. We're all very close, like during practices and stuff, but the more important side is off the court, how we all interact with each other. And we all hang out with each other outside of tennis, outside of practice, and I think that's where most of our chemistry comes from.
Okay. Yeah, and so the three, can you, because I know Aristoteles, great story, from Greece and everything. Where are the three of you guys from? So we'll start with Aris. We'll start with you, Max, and then Ozan. Where are you from, and what brought you to Michigan State?
So I'm from Athens, Greece. What brought me to Michigan State? I was playing pro tournaments and all that till the age of like 21. And I felt like going to college, having this opportunity at this age, was a great step for my career. And like having these opportunities, being with all these guys like a family, it's like really nice for me.
Max?
I'm from Arlington Heights, Illinois. It's a northwest suburb of Chicago. And I chose MSU because growing up, I was a Spartan fan, like all my life. My grandparents really meshed me into a Spartan. They'd always get me some gear and, take me to games and stuff and just really helped me love the school. And, when it was time to, start taking visits and all that, I knew exactly where I wanted to be. And, all the guys on the team were great. Coaching staff is great. Really easy to, bond with everybody. So it was a perfect fit for me.
Yeah, Max, that picture we showed, you got to do me a favor. You got to get me one of those hats that you have on in there, the Sparty with that hat there. You got to get me one of those.
For sure. I'll get you one.
Ozan, what's up with you, man? Like, what brought you here?
Yeah, I think for me, I grew up in East Lansing, like 10, 15 minutes away from the campus, and I actually was not planning on going. I was going to go as far away as I could from Michigan State and just from home. But I was traveling quite a bit for like ITF tournaments. So I was traveling the world playing like junior tournaments, played the Grand Slams and everything. And once I'm done with college, I'm going to be playing as a professional as well, traveling the world. So I just felt like it would kind of be a unique opportunity to just play for my family, for my community, and bring MSU tennis to like a level that it hasn't been at before. And just, like start something new. And for me, that was a lot more special than playing just for another university. It's a much different feel playing for Michigan State than it would be playing for any other school that I could have picked.
Well, you go, guys. One thing that we all five on this show have in common, other than being just Spartans and playing sports in Michigan State, is that we're all sponsored by This is Sparta at Charitable Gift America. This is Sparta. So, as tennis players, and I'll start with you, Ozan, as you just finished talking there, when you have the NIL deals with This is Sparta, the collective from Tom Dieters and associates there, there's a 5% give back component. So you have to donate 5% of your proceeds back to a charity of your choice. Who did you choose and why?
So I'm supporting Todd Martin Youth Leadership, and I've just been around that whole program and all of it since I was young, probably like 9 years old. I remember I would ball kid for it was like a doubles event. Todd Martin was playing then, and his serve was coming in hot. I almost got killed at the time. I was not ready for those 120 serves. And yeah, I've just always been around it. I was able to be a part of it kind of growing up. And then once I was able to, choose a charity to support, that was kind of the no-brainer for me. And luckily, I've been able to help out with some clinics and just help out with the kids as well with either playing tennis or just like helping them out with school. I'd love to do that more as well. Kind of once the season is a little calmer. Right now, it's a bit chaotic, but it's just a unique opportunity being able to give back already and having that mindset just ingrained in us starting now, so that from now on, it's kind of just a thing that we all do for whatever we're earning. But yeah, it's definitely nice to have that. And I think it's really important what CGA is doing to just make that such an emphasis, because it's a powerful thing that they're doing, but also that like we have that, it's part of us as well. And it's the tennis isn't just for us anymore, it's for something bigger, which is really nice.
Well, excellent. Max, how about you, Max?
So I chose the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And the reason I chose this was in my freshman year of college, my uncle committed suicide. And, it was a really tough situation, like in the family. He was, I was really close with him, and you could consider him as the cool uncle. The guy was always had good vibes. It was always fun to be around. So I mean, obviously, I guess he was struggling mentally with something else behind the scenes. That with CGA, they do emphasize to give back, and I know what it's like to lose someone to suicide, and I really don't want other people to feel that pain. So as long as I can try and help the best I can, hopefully it can help prevent others from doing the same.
Absolutely.
No, that's awesome. It's really good, Max. Eris, we just had a whole group on talking about the suicide prevention model with the Greg Montgomery Foundation, but Aristotle / Eris, how about you? You coming from a foreign country to East Lansing. What did you decide to give? What cause did you decide to give back to?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, just being able to have NIL deals from Charitable Gift America is like something really big for me, because having an NIL deals as a foreign student, I think it's like something that most organizations don't do. I think it's like Charitable is one of the like less who do that. And yeah, I mean, I chose it's a Greek institute about mental health problems. It's for people who struggle with depression and all that mental things. I was like 3 years ago, I was struggling with mental problems like depression, and I feel like it's something that it's not being talked enough in the world. So I feel like that's why I choose this institute. And I mean, it's not a lot of help, but I feel like I just did my part,
No, absolutely. You can't take that away. You said it's not a lot of help, but all three of you guys are doing, great things. You guys are college kids, and you're using this platform that you have, through Charitable Gifts of America and your NIL to give back to a foundation that is near and dear to you guys. The really cool thing that I got from all, some people can, you can have this platform of, working with Charitable Gift America and saying, okay, I'm going to donate my 5% to this organization. But I love the fact that you guys done the research for where you want to send your money. And it's close to you. There's some tie-in with you. So it's so much more meaningful, what you guys are doing. And I really appreciate that. And I really, congratulate the three of you for having that thought, to do that. Really appreciate it. And that's, it's no wonder you guys are having success on the on the court because of the good deeds that you guys are doing off the court as well. Really appreciate that. So with you guys, like, there's coming from Greece, you know, and Michigan State, since I think when I was a junior at college is when the movie 300 came out. But you know, from my freshman year, you know, we heard about the Battle of Thermopylae. We heard about the Spartans, and our strength and conditioning coach Ken Manny instilled those Greek warriors, those stories in us. And then the movie 300 comes out, and Michigan State really embraced it. You know, they even brought Gerard Butler out to a game to do that and everything. So coming to Michigan State from a foreign country, you know, how was that adjustment? You know, how you know, what did you how did you adjust? How did you handle things?
Yeah, I feel like being from Greece, just being in Michigan State is something pretty cool. I have a lot of people like just, you know, telling me, oh, you're like from Sparta, you're from like Greece, and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the adjustment was I have been traveling. I was traveling like a different countries to play pro tournaments and stuff. But I feel like America, USA, and like all the college tennis, it was a pretty rough adjustment, I would say. Like the first months were like, you know, being in a team for me was something different. I was always like, as an individual, just traveling by myself, sometimes with a coach, just being in a whole different continent, having guys around me, and all this team environment. I feel like after this year, I kind of like adjust better. I came closer with the guys, started playing, and yeah, now I'm actually enjoying myself being around all these guys and here in Michigan State.
Yeah, nice. So Ozan, you know, being the local kid, are you taking these guys? You showing them the good spots to eat, the good places to wet your beak when you get a adult bevy or two?
Honestly, I'm probably not doing as well as I could. I actually live at home, so I'm pretty set. I got my mom's cooking, so I'm just chilling there. Yeah.
Different kind of college experience, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
You
Kind
ever
of the best of both worlds.
Take the guys back for dinner at Mama's house?
Every now and then, you know, but I'm a bit selfish, you know. I'm trying to get all the food for myself.
Oh. So talking about that, because you guys play singles and doubles, right? And you know, I think that it's more of what Ozan and Max, you both play the doubles. Like, what's the difference between the two? Like, when the mindset, like, is it, because I just heard you talk about it, Aristotle. You were saying that, you know, you used to just travel around the world pretty much by yourself and a coach. Now you've got a group. Is there a difference from a tennis perspective when you're just a singles guy or versus the doubles?
Well, who do you want to answer this?
Max. I want Max to answer because Max is on mute. I want Max. I need to hear from Max. What's up, Max?
Yeah. I'd say the difference singles and doubles, like,
I think we're having
yeah,
some difficulties with Max's audio. So
his audio's down. Oh,
yeah.
Is it a little choppy? Maybe Ozan.
There's a little lag there.
I'll step in for Max here.
There you go.
I think he said his Wi-Fi was a little spotty where he's at.
Oh, okay.
I think, well, I mean, I'll first say obviously Max and I have done pretty well. You know, we're one in the country right now, which has been pretty cool. I think Aris and I would also do pretty well, but we're still yet to have played a point on the same side of the court, which I find very interesting, to be honest with you. But, got to have the faith and the vision. For the mindset, I feel like in doubles, it's kind of like the energy is always higher. There's not really, when you have those internal thoughts, you're just able to kind of express them and talk between each other. Whereas in singles, it's like a lot of the times you're just communicating with yourself, and it's easy to get down on yourself or have different doubts, all these things going through your head. In doubles, I feel like it's almost rare. And when it does happen, you have the other person there to help you out. So I think that's one of the, it really makes doubles, like for me, it makes doubles a lot easier and more fun. I just see that, honestly, I feel like singles can be a lot more of a challenge, especially mentally. I think doubles is a very skillful game, but in singles, it's just like very mentally tough. But the energy in doubles is something special. I mean, if you come out to any doubles match that we're playing, you're going to be hearing us screaming for like 30 minutes to an hour, just nonstop. So it's fun stuff.
So with the three of you, we'll start with Aristotle. Who were your influences growing up, playing tennis, back in the day when I was, growing up playing? Because I did, just for the record, I started in 4th grade. I took tennis lessons all the way up until 12th grade. So I was big on, I was with Pete Sampras, Andre Agassi, all those guys growing up. Like, who were some of the influences that you guys had growing up with the game?
For me, was Rafa Nadal. He was like someone that was, from a young age, I was always watching his matches. He was like an unreal competitor. Like, his mentality and his whole competitiveness was in another level. I feel like even when I didn't know a lot about tennis, I could feel like this guy is like really, really trying to win. And I feel like he was a really good role model to like build a great mentality. And yeah, that was it.
Nice. Ozan?
For me, the role model would have to be Djokovic, just because the guy is just so good and he's maximized everything that he can in the sport. And I think that's just something very special. Regardless of, I really like his personality actually and the way he goes about things, but I know he's I feel like controversial at times. But just what he's been able to do though for the sport and just maximizing everything that he has, that's something that I want to keep embodying myself. And then also Kyrgios as well, just because that guy's so much entertainment and he's just himself out there, which I really like as well. He's not trying to put on any face.
Yeah, Kyrgios definitely is a big personality, and he definitely he's a guy that I think brings eyeballs to the tennis world when he's playing, because it's like, what is he going to do next? How is he going to act? So definitely good one there. How about you, Max?
Like Aris, I'd have to go with Rafa Nadal. Just growing up watching him, like he said, just an unreal competitor. Like at all times, he could be down, 6-0, 5-0, and you still think this guy's going to come back and win the match. Like, you can never count him out. And, that's kind of like something I've been trying to do with my mentality in college matches, where I'm just always trying to fight no matter what. And, you can never count me out. So I feel like there's a good resemblance between the two. So, yeah, that's just, my biggest role model.
Absolutely.
So, like, I guess it's all over with. We don't, no more, John McEnroe, Jimmy Connor. You guys don't remember those guys? Like, that's like the black and white TV days. Guys screaming at, judges. That was in. People do that anymore? I don't know. No, guys. I mean, look, I know this is. It's great to have all three of you on here because you guys are doing so well. Didn't want to single any one person out because like the team is doing so well, singles, doubles, and everything. And the biggest thing though is like what you guys are doing in the community. And I can't tell you enough how what you just said tonight will impact kids and people all over the world that listen to you in this podcast and listen to this for years to come, because having the courage to talk about things like mental health and, things that you love growing up and the struggles that you had to deal with. That's the biggest thing. Being open and honest about the struggles, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows to get to the level that you're at right now, and you're not at the pinnacle yet. You still got a ways to go. Obviously, we all do. So it's, I can't do more than continue to applaud you and encourage you, gentlemen, to keep doing what you're doing, because it really is impactful and means a lot to all of us. So thank you guys for your time coming on the show today. It meant a lot to me personally, and I know it meant a lot to a lot of people outside Spartan Nation and beyond.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you guys coming. And I love the fact that you guys are, you guys are Spartans, one, and you guys are having the success and you putting eyeballs on the game of tennis. Tennis is something. I have a 2-year-old daughter. I'm like, this summer we're going to start her in tennis, to start her going, because that's something that I said, she's going to be playing because it's such a great game. And appreciate you guys, elevating our school with your talents and, getting eyes on the sport of tennis. And let's hope it can continue to grow with the youth throughout the country as well.
Oh, thank you guys. We really appreciate it. Yeah. Looking forward to a lot more to come. A lot more.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna bring you on here after that championship, guys. Keep it going, man.
We'll celebrate that championship at Rick's.
I'm not 21. I've never been there.
Never, ever. All right. Appreciate it, guys. Oh man, hey, look, that's a jam-packed show right there. We could have easily gone, wall to wall. Didn't have anything but guests on this show, and that's okay.
It was wall to wall, but it was wall to wall, but was it from the window to the wall?
It absolutely was. Until the sweat dropped, hey, all of that, Lil John and the East Side Boys with me. All right, man. Look, that was fun. Thank you, Mama Stray. We got all kinds of Halo suggested this podcast, Best Party News. Listen, that's right, Everett. There we go.
What's Halo saying?
Best Party News.
Oh, Everett, a Halo suggestion. Oh, he said this is where he gets his party news. Okay. I'm reading a book, Stray. It's a book on gravity. It's so hard to put down.
Oh my goodness. Boom. Hey, listen, we digress, but I can't tell you enough. Look, that was great. Like you got to we're going to do that thing in Naples, okay? We're doing that. I don't know if Otis is going to make it happen or not, but we're going to do it, okay?
We're going to Naples?
We're going to Naples. I'm going to talk to some people. That's all we're going to do. We're going to figure this out. We're going to the logistics for Chew and Stray and the crew to be down in Naples. There's going to be Spartans everywhere. Are you kidding me? For a worthy cause like that? Why not? It might be a tennis tournament or two down there too. Who knows? Pickleball. That's right. You can play tennis, pickleball, or golf.
Tennis and pickleball the night before, and then golf the next day.
And there we go.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate it, man. Halo Publishing Company. There we go. All right. Look. We got a big weekend coming up. We got hockey. Obviously, that is happening. You got all kinds of sports happening. You got the senior day for hockey on Saturday. She was not going to be able to make that one. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in Munt, cheering those boys on. And then Sunday, we got the Munsters, right? Right in the middle of the Munsters. And then, we have basketball, Ohio State coming up. You got that.
Bounce back. We got to bounce back.
You have to bounce. You got
gymnastics. We got gymnastics as well.
Yes, you got gymnastics. All those good things, and we're going to report all that stuff on Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll have Otis Wiley back at that time. But for now, for Jehuu Caulcrick, I'm Jason Strayhorn. This is Sparta MSU. Everyone, have a good night. God bless you, and go green.
Go white.
The show is produced by Tony LaBarbera, Tony Gastella, and Process Driven Consulting. Additional support is provided by Brendan Duravage. On-location technical support provided by Good Fruit Video. Be sure to follow our host Jason Strayhorn, Jehuu Caulcrick, and Otis Wiley on social media. To stay up to date with all the latest This is Sparta news, please like and subscribe by visiting our link tree and tell a friend to do the same. Thank you for your support, and as always, go green.